Located in a secret bunker deep beneath Swinburne University, Morgan and Dom broadcast a morning show, the likes of which have never been heard before. From that bunker, this is that morning show. It's time for Wake Up with Morgan and Dom.
Hello, Morgan. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's time to get back into another week after what has been a massive weekend, I'm sure, for everyone out there. Welcome.
Yeah, waking up.
I know, waking up
right
just now. We're a good alarm clock, I think.
Yeah, the perfect.
Yeah.
I would wake up to my own voice.
I would absolutely wake up to your voice.
Now, we've got a jam-packed show today.
We do indeed. We've got a very, very big show today. We've got a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of very specific things to talk about,
yes.
I feel.
A couple of things. This might make a couple of people angry, but
you think?
Well, it depends on our audience.
Well, yeah. So we're going to go to a song and then we're going to come back with what we're talking about this week.
Yes, cliffhanger. I like it.
Am I able to do that, Dom? Can I do that?
I think you should.
Did cliffhangers only work in television?
No, they don't.
Okay. Let's go to a song, gentlemen. This is White Noise.
No. You can definitely have a cliffhanger in a radio show. Oh, hi, welcome. You're listening to Wake Up with Morgan and Dom. I'm Dom.
Yes, you are, Dom.
How are you, Morgan?
I'm good. I have a very important question for you today, Dominic.
Sure. What is it? Shoot.
Dom.
Yep.
Dominic.
Yes.
Do you like your name?
It's all right. Yeah. It's
Yeah?
not bad at all. It
Wish
rhymes with .com, which makes our website
morgananddom.com. Check it out.
Yep. Segue.
Yeah.
Not really a segue, more of a...
You don't wish you were called anything else?
No, really.
No, not at all?
Well, sometimes people call me Dominique, which is a bit weird.
Dominique.
Not a fan of that. What about you?
Okay, getting on to the subject of my name, I have another very important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan.
Yes.
Girl or guy's name?
Definitely a girl's name.
Definitely not.
It's one of those unisex names, isn't it? Like, those unisex names.
Like Morgan.
Like Morgan.
Alex.
Alex is a unisex name. Darcy.
Dominic.
Is all of those.
Dominic
is no. Well, see, you've got the variants.
The variants.
Yeah.
Like
Dominic.
Yeah. Dominique.
Yeah. Don't think I've ever met a chick named Dominic.
Morgan.
Weird.
All right. I've been having a lot of grief about this lately because I do something, and then this year there was a female Morgan.
Oh, okay. So that you've got the two Morgans going on.
Yeah, and it's like that's a girl's name, Morgan. It's like no, it's very heavily a unisex name. I was the original Morgan, and it's upset me
you
quite
got
a
Morgan
bit.
too.
Yeah, it's name stealer.
Name stealer
because I'm older.
That's ridiculous.
But I think I honestly want to know what people think when they associate with the term Morgan. So like, text us.
Well, yeah, you can. Morgan's not the worst name in the world. Oh, sorry, give out the phone number. Sorry, yes.
Oh, yeah, just text us what you think of my name because I'm really interested to know. 0416 335 028. But you're right, I've got a good name.
Yeah, Morgan's not that bad. There are some really weird names out there.
Pretty weird names out there, like, especially if you're a celebrity. God help you if you are the son or daughter of a celebrity.
I know.
Because
have you got a list of names?
I haven't, but I can have a few.
Yeah.
The big one. The big one.
Moon Unit Zappa. That's a weird name to give a kid.
Moon Unit Zappa. Who is that?
That's Frank Zappa's kid.
He's called Moon Unit?
He's called Moon Unit.
Moon Unit.
Like, genuinely.
Really?
Forrest Whitaker has a kid called Ocean.
Ocean? That's just hippie, though, isn't it?
Rocket Rodriguez is like Robert Rodriguez's son.
But that's
cool. The coolest name ever.
That is the coolest. It's like Rocket Raccoon, but Rocket Rodriguez.
It is quite weird, yeah.
Yeah, but like the one that gets me is like Northwest.
Oh God, Northwest. That's ridiculous.
It's like, hey, my name's Kanye West. I'm going to name my kid after a direction.
Speaking of cool names, you know Penn Jillette, the magician?
No.
Of Penn and Telephane. His kid is named Moxie Crime Fighter.
Moxie Crime Fighter.
That's the coolest name ever.
It's not a name. It's an adjective. It's a description.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
All right. What about less mundane bad names, like old people names, like Gerald? Do you know?
That's not bad. That's just a bit old-fashioned these days.
Bertha.
No, I don't. I think there are some ridiculous names out there.
Bertram.
Do they all start with B?
Bertram.
I think you said Bertram about 4 times now.
Bertram. You have to say it a couple of times. It doesn't roll off the tongue. But yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about today a bit, guys, is names.
We're talking about names.
Yeah, but so I think we've got a fitting song to go to right now. So before we start talking more about names, here we go. So, Dan,
that's not my name. That was seriously the worst joke we've ever done on this show.
I think it's the best joke we've ever done on
God.
this show. But seriously, in all seriousness, coming back to names, before I mentioned Northwest.
You did, yes.
I did, which for those who don't know is the son of Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not. It's awful, but it's also quite well. It's not exactly clever.
Is it son
but
or daughter?
It is interesting.
It's hard to tell.
I got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care enough.
No, I'm not going to bother to Google that.
But
if you know, text in.
Yeah.
Got no idea. 0416 335 028.
But I do have one thing. I was reading somewhere that for the kid's birthday or whatever. Apparently it ages too. But
Did you say apparently it ages?
Yeah, apparently it ages.
Yes. Yes,
they're having a music festival, and they're calling it Kidchella, which pretty. What do you think? Decent name?
No.
No?
I don't even know. Is that like a rapper name?
Well,
what
no. Coachella is another music concert. So
yes,
they're
I know
doing
that.
Sort of thing.
I'm aware of that.
But personally, I think they passed up a perfect good opportunity because there is a convention in America called South by Southwest.
Oh, that's a good name for a kid.
If you've got a kid called Northwest and you're dedicating a thing for their birthday, you're gonna call it North by Northwest, right?
You have to.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Like that's not bad.
That's ridiculous.
Definitely better than Kidchella, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So that's unless you hate it, in which case message us on 0416 335. We're going to really pimp out the message there, guys, because we want more messages. We want more of you to talk to us.
Interactivity.
But Dom, you were telling me about an article you were reading?
Yes, I was reading this article. Now, this is an article from a website that I'm not going to embarrass, but it's called How to Combine Baby Names, because apparently this is the new thing in baby naming, is you're supposed to actually come up with a name that isn't, a name, but is something else, something absolutely ridiculous, if you understand what I mean.
No.
Oh, well, let me give you some samples. This gives you some suggestions on what if you can't decide on your kids' names and how to come up with something. Because, giving them a normal name like Morgan or Dominic is ridiculous in this day
or
and
Emmett
age.
or something.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So naming technique number 1, they've got a whole list of them. There's hyphenate.
Techniques.
It's to hyphenate a name.
Oh, my sister's name's hyphenated.
I'm aware of that, but that's sort of okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, like your sister's name works fine. I'm not sure if you're going to reveal what your sister's name is on air or not.
Maybe we'll keep it a secret. If you want to guess my sister's name, text it to 0416 335 028.
But there is a number of hyphenated names that are okay. But their examples aren't. For example, here we go. This technique is great if both parents have separate ideas of what the child's name should be. Use both names in the order that sounds most natural, placing a hyphen between the two. For instance, Robin and Ava can become Robin Ava.
Robin Ava.
Doesn't quite work. John and David can become John David.
And Darcy and John can become Darcy John. I think I'm catching on.
It's quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
And because those absolutely
personally,
don't work
I think
as names.
Personally, if I can have my say here, that's
Yes.
selfish. You're giving your kid 2 names.
I know.
You're spoiling them already, and they haven't even been
There's
born
no
yet.
names for the rest of us.
Yeah, they're taking all the names.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Because you know what? Hyphens, you can't use punctuation in a name. That's ridiculous. Come on. If you're not cool enough to use punctuation in a name, you might be interested in baby name combining technique number 2, joining names. So
Do
for instance,
tell me about joining names.
Audrey and Melissa, each perfectly fine names in their own right,
I've known so many Audreys and Melissas, and they're normal and fine.
could become the ridiculous. It doesn't say the ridiculous. I'm putting that in there. That's my words. Audlissa or Melry. I don't.
Can how do you say those names again?
I'm guessing, but Audlissa. That's Audlissa or Melry.
If there's any Audlissas or Melrys out there, we'd love to hear from you
We'd
about.
definitely love to hear
what you think
about your
about
deep
your name.
psychological scar.
Yeah, of course.
Samantha and Isabella could become Samissa or Anthabella.
Anthabella.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah. Anthe for short?
Mm-hmm.
Bella?
I don't know.
That's too ordinary.
But
It's got to be Anthe.
Well, those techniques are if you can't decide on a name, I suppose. But maybe you
Does it go on?
Oh, it definitely does. Maybe you want a name that is just a little bit unique. Maybe you've settled on a name, but it's just not, hip enough for you. And I'm aware of my use of the word hip there. Don't worry about that.
He's very aware of it.
So just use technique 3 and add a prefix to your kid's name.
Oh, I love prefixes.
So they've given a list of prefixes you can use, such as di,
this article is
ki,
very nice.
la, li, or ra, which all sound like names in their own right from some sort of fantasy novel.
It does actually. Yeah. We should write one.
So if you're Anne, or if you like the name Anne, but it's not cool enough for you, could be Deanne, or Luca could become Kaluka.
Kaluka. Isn't that a drink? Probably. No, it's Kahlua.
Right, I see where you're going there.
Also
now.
a good name for a kid. Name him after a beverage.
It's absolutely not. Oh well, no, yeah, you could do that.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Kahlua.
I can then Jack Daniels would be fine.
Yeah.
That'd be all right. But
It'd be delicious.
Kaluka isn't great. Longer names could get too long and lose the interest. Wouldn't Ralexander be a mouthful?
Ralexander.
I don't know this ridiculous website. Maybe all of your name suggestions
all
are
the
a bit
names
ridiculous.
Are pretty ridiculous.
But there's one more, which
I'm
seems
excited.
to be all too common these days, which is combining the parents' names.
Is that a thing?
It totally is. And not just, I mean, we're aware of, and we did briefly touch on Twilight last week, but the kid in Twilight, what was its name? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch Twilight.
It used that technique. But this has some its own suggestions. So, if the parents' names are Sylvia and Paul, you could name the kid...
Pilvia?
You could name the kid Silpa.
Okay.
Paulvia?
Polvia.
Or
Yep.
Porcel.
Porcel. Okay.
Porcel.
I don't like this because now I'm thinking about what my name could have been, and my name could have been Jew or Sulian.
I was not expecting that.
Or Jewsen.
And they also suggest Daniel and Jessica could become Danica or Jessel.
Danica.
Or
Oh.
even Danis. So
Danis just sounds like a weird version. It's like
just give your kids real names.
Danis Baratheon for all those.
You know,
Game of
there are
Thrones
some
nerds out
countries
there.
where there's a limited list of names. I'm not sure if we're running too long in this segment. I've done a little bit of research.
Yeah, okay. Any research is good research.
Until 1993, in France, you had a list of names to pick from.
So you had to name your kid
You
one of
had
those
to name your
names.
kid something sensible that the government deemed was a good name.
Man, we should bring that back in.
I think that's a good idea, and I
Yeah.
think we should be the arbitrators.
Yeah, we should
to be
definitely
honest.
we should definitely lead this. We'll make campaign posters.
Absolutely.
Because some names are just crazy.
In China, you know how Chinese has, a billion different characters, but only a certain subset of them are actually, in the computer?
Yeah?
You have to give your kid a name that you can type into a computer in China.
Really?
Yeah, it's got to
Is that
actually
why
be
lots of
machine readable.
people in China have like their original name then like a more English type
I'm
of
not
name?
sure. I'm not. No,
Have
but
you
I
ever
think
noticed
their actual real name has to be machine readable, which I think is quite interesting. And in New Zealand also has some names where you can't have some laws where you can't have anything sort of objectionable, which is quite interesting. And there's been a couple of court cases in New Zealand.
objectionable?
Wasn't there a kid in New Zealand called something like? Oh, I can't even remember. If I'll Google it over the next song break and
What
I'll
was it- what
come
was it
back to
about?
it. But the kid had an awful name, and a court decided that it couldn't have the name anymore. And then
So the court was intervening in this kid's life, saying,
Oh, God,
you
yeah.
are torturing your kid by naming it this."
pretty much, yeah. And the kid
you
and
were
the parents
ruining
were
his
all-
life by naming him a name that is clearly a girl's name.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff you can get into about names, like people with guys with girls' names. Apparently, there's different effects on their lives and things like that. And there's all sorts of name stuff that you can get into.
Yeah, but
So,
I
I'm
think-
not sure what experience you have with that, Morgan.
I don't really want to talk about it personally, but I feel like when it comes to names, the thing I keep coming back to is the story of Ladasha.
Oh God, yes.
know the Ladasha
I'm
story?
well aware of
For
that.
those of you who don't know the story of Ladasha, there's this story of this girl who got pulled out of multiple schools, and was like, they had an interview where they're like, why you kept pulling her out, and it was like they interviewed the mother, and it's like, oh yeah, so why do you keep pulling her out? It's because they never got her name right, which is her name was L-EA, and every school was like Leah. And then in the interview she came out, and this was like the ultimate comment. It was, her name's Ladasha because the dash don't be silent. And that is a fine point to end, because I feel like that is where names are going to end up.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we don't impose this new regulation that Dom and I are going to write up in this next break between now and next week about government names, then that's where we're going to end up.
Absolutely.
But for now, one last thing.
For the tech people out there, xkcd.com/327 is also a very good resource on this topic if you're into computers and technology. Just a little
XKCD.
little
A web comic of romance, sarcasm, math, and language.
good if you're into technology, but
quite
that's
good.
a little bit of reading on your
All
own.
right. Now we've been assaulting your ears for far too long. Now we're gonna give you some sweet tunes to just chill out and relax.
Morgan's Real Talk.
Time for real talk.
Yeah, time for real talk. That would have to be my favorite intro.
Is it? It's also the
No.
one that was the least effort because we didn't even have to get the voiceover girl in.
It is not my favorite.
Good.
But so yeah, real talk. We've been over this hundreds of times. What it is. So if you don't know what it is, go back 2 weeks and listen and watch our videos.
Oh no, but we only named it last week.
Oh, we did only name it last
which
week.
is Real Talk, REEL, as in a movie reel.
As in a visual joke in a very primarily auditory show.
We said we were going to rename it, but
we haven't got around to it. We've both been busy. All
Yeah.
right. We're busy men.
plus the intros, they take time.
Yeah, intros do take time. Now, normally I would watch a movie and I would review it to you.
As you
but
said, though, you've been busy.
I have been busy and I haven't had a chance. So Dom and I are going to do something different today. We are going to watch a trailer.
Is this different or is this classic?
This is classic. So we're going to watch a trailer, right? And we're going to give you our commentary over the top. We're going to call it director's commentary, I guess, if we were
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not directors and we're just
We're going to critique the trailer
Yeah,
as we do
just
it.
call it- let's
Without
call it-
any knowledge of the film.
Yeah, without any knowledge of the film, we're going to
gonna-
talk about it.
Well, because
And-
that's what you do when you see a trailer, is you look at the trailer in the cinema and you're like, I'm going to see that movie
Yeah.
based upon the trailer. That's what they're for.
Yeah, so without further ado, this is the trailer for upcoming movie Dracula Untold, starring not Chris Evans, the other Evans, Luke Evans. Luke
someone hasn't
Evans.
done their
Luke
research.
Evans. I always get them confused. All right, so let's have a listen.
All right, we've got a Universal logo and a Legendary logo, and there's people there, and
Yeah, there is people.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, we just had some issue with the sound. It was muted.
Sometimes the world doesn't need another hero.
Apparently, the world doesn't need another
this
hero.
looks good. This
Yeah, I
is
know,
like
right?
medieval.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes what it needs
What is this?
is a monster.
it needs a monster. And then cut to Dracula Untold.
I didn't even
titles.
know that this was a thing.
Prince,
I've seen it twice. It's
Have you?
yeah.
something troubles you.
Luke Evans being Luke Evans.
Yes.
Yep.
The Sultan is preparing
Very
for
nice.
battle.
Yeah.
It requires 1,000.
Oh, I want
of
to
men.
see this.
Yeah.
I don't even need to know what it's
There's a
about.
really
I
cool
wanna
bit at
see
the end
this.
you're gonna love. I can already tell.
Under your mother.
Is this already out?
No, it isn't out yet. Actually,
Oh,
it's still got a month, I think, or a couple.
So we're breaking news here doing this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Find a way.
This is
To fight evil.
Yeah.
Flash up on the screen. This is like the origins. This is Dracula's origin story.
I didn't realize Dracula had an origin story.
I didn't realize till now either.
A hero. I didn't know Dracula was a hero. I thought Dracula was a vampire.
Yeah, that's why it's different. It's called Dracula Untold.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Nice little Lord feature there.
Yes,
Her cover.
that seems to be in
of
everything.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It
This is
in everything.
fantastic. They've got what's his name in it? Voldemort. Lovely.
Yeah, it looks like a lot like Voldemort. He bites his wrist there.
What? That's not
Need a
how
picture of
vampires
blood,
work, is it?
Because you can't have vampires without blood.
That does look a little bit like a mask. Oh wow, what was that?
He is regenerating.
The special effects are either really good or really bad.
You can't tell with this trailer.
Anything meant fear.
So montage as the music builds.
this.
He has teeth. All right, there's a really cool.
You
bit.
know, this is what I've been wanting.
Like this is bringing vampires back to its roots,
Yes.
and that's what we need after Twilight.
Oh god, yes. Because that's what happened with vampires.
Because of what I did.
This bit is like amazing. It's like I'm calling it Fat Fist.
Why can't Batman do that?
Dracula Untold, ladies and gentlemen.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna love it. I'm definitely gonna go and see it. I'm probably gonna go see it.
I'm
with the whole
totally
thing.
going to go and see it.
Yeah, so for those that missed
Bring
that,
me
there's this
along.
thing that happens at the end where he's like controlling all these bats, and he brings his fist down on the ground, and then the bats fly up
That's
in the form of a
amazing.
fist and form a ground. He's like Batman in the past.
But way cooler. I
Yeah.
didn't think that was possible.
You didn't think that was possible?
I've been wanting a movie like this for ages.
Do you think
because
it's about-
vampires as a concept, as a mythical creature, are fantastic?
Do you reckon they moved away from their roots and now coming back to their roots is really
Totally.
good? Yeah.
I really want to see this.
Yeah.
When does this come out?
I
Do we know when this comes
think
out?
it's early September, first week of September, I think.
Oh, lovely.
Still a bit off, but
Absolutely fantastic.
I reckon it'll be great. Luke Evans, he's great at what he
It
does.
says here in theaters and IMAX this October.
Oh, really? October.
We're way ahead of the
I
curve
thought
here.
it was-
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, for those out there listening, just so you know, check
go
out
and see
Dracula
this in
Untold.
IMAX.
If you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. And now, we're gonna go to a song.
Yes.
But then after the song, we're bringing back
We are. We're
the
bringing back one of my favorites.
the only
experimental.
segments. We won't tell you what it is. Maybe you can guess. If you've been listening, you should be able to
Yes.
guess. So until we see you next in 3 minutes, probably about. That's how long songs go for.
Honestly,
We
got some experimental things to set up.
go
honestly.
research and try and find out what we're bringing back next. All right. This is 3SSR, and you're listening to Morgan and Dom.
Transmission, sir.
Morgan and Dom, outside broadcast.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are bringing back the outside broadcast. So, today we're talking about names. I've got a quick question here. We're going to cross over to Dom. Dom, can
G'day.
you hear us? Are you outside?
How you doing? Yes,
Now-
I am outside.
We are hoping this doesn't go as badly as it did last time.
I hope not. It should be a little bit better than last time. We'll see.
Now, I've got a quick questionnaire here. Have you found anyone to ask yet?
Not yet. I'm going to try and find someone that looks non-threatening.
Non-threatening. It's very hard. There is a
Yes.
lot of threatening people around nowadays.
Yes, there are a couple of not threatening-looking people around these days, aren't there? What are we? We're talking about names, are we?
Yes. So question number one you're going to be asking today is, what is your name? That's a good start opener. I think.
Okay. Well, here's a bloke walking along. Should we ask this guy?
Yeah, let's do it.
right.
Ask anyone anything.
Excuse me. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Are you in a massive hurry?
Okay.
So what's your name? Sorry.
My name is Ayad.
Nice to meet you.
Second question: does he like his
Second
name?
question. Do you like your name? We're doing a name survey.
Yeah, I like my names.
Yes? That's good.
All right. If you could have chosen your name, what would you have chosen?
If you could have chosen your name, what would you have chosen?
It's a difficult question,
It's a bit
actually.
of a difficult question,
Fair enough.
isn't it?
All right.
Yeah.
What if you had a son? What would you name if you had a son? What would you name?
But
your
of
son?
course, I will choose not very special name, which is maybe popular names, which is, use it in different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a son, what would you name him? Any ideas? I don't know if people think about this very much, but
Maybe Sam
Sam's a good name. Sam's a good name. It's a nice short name.
or Joseph.
Joseph's good. Joseph's good.
Do you have any
It's
names that
international
you?
names, I think. Is it?
Pardon?
Is it popular name, Joseph?
Oh, it's pretty popular. It's sort of biblical, isn't it? It's quite a popular name. Sorry, what was that?
Is there any names you don't like? Any least favorite names?
And are there any names you don't like? We've just done an entire segment about names that people hate. Anything you don't like?
No.
Any sort of fads in names? All right, thank you very much.
All right. There's
Okay.
more. There's more. Okay, fine.
Is
Yeah,
there, okay, well that's okay. We can find someone else to talk to if there's more questions.
There's more questions.
This dude looks very terrifying. Oh well, just busy with his What are the other questions? Because I
All right. Do you want
feel a
to?
bit silly here listening to you.
Some of the
but,
more questions are, what do you think of the names Dominic and Morgan? Would you listen to
Okay.
the radio show called Morgan and Dom? And is Morgan male or female?
give me
name?
we're just doing this some on the street promotion, are we?
Just a little bit.
All right, let's find someone. Excuse me, can I ask you just a couple of quick questions? We're just doing a thing for the radio station here. We're just doing a thing about names. I was wondering what you'd think of the names Morgan and Dom.
Oh, no idea, really.
No idea, not very opinionated about names?
Which one?
Are you opinionated about names? Do you have any sort of strong feelings about names and any particular names, any names you hate? Any trends in names that you hate?
Not really.
No, anything you like?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Smosen.
Do you like it?
Somehow.
What is your nickname?
What, do you have a nickname?
No, I don't.
Should we come up with one?
You can.
Morgan, give me a nickname for this bloke.
What was the name? I didn't catch it.
So he didn't hear your name.
Smosen.
Got a nickname?
I don't know.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
I'm terrible.
That's okay.
I don't even have a nickname. I'm Morgan.
See you, mate. You're awful. You can't come up with nicknames for people. What am I paying you for?
I'm not getting paid, Dominic.
That's true. You're awful with nicknames.
we need to figure that out, actually, when you get back here.
This is ridiculous.
Is there any more people out there?
There's heaps of people out here. Who do you want me to ask?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You can't see anyone.
Someone
Okay.
who looks like they have an interesting name.
Excuse me. Can I? Are you on your way to something? Can I just grab you for a second? No. What's your name? I'm getting blocked. No one wants to talk to me.
Why does no one want to talk to you?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm quite intimidating with a camera guy and a microphone.
Maybe you're really threatening.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the,
'Cause I'm the most threatening
you're
guy on
the
the planet.
threatening one.
There's a dude here running. Do you want me to... Excuse me, what's your name?
Sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely sure you don't want to have a chat?
Absolutely.
He doesn't want to have a chat, Morgan.
No.
Why does no one want to talk to you?
Visible my class.
Okay, we're going to call you, like, David.
All right, so that was outside broadcast with Dominic. Are you back? We
Yeah,
lost,
I'm here.
We lost you for a second there.
Oh, I was chasing a bloke.
Oh, how did that go?
He didn't want to talk.
Why does no one want to talk to you? I think you're very approachable.
Well, yeah, I'm approachable, but
Do you reckon if
maybe
you,
when I'm approaching people, they don't want that.
do you reckon if you had a different name, more people would be likely to talk to you?
If I had a different name, people who are interviewing me now. Well, I haven't told anyone my name so far. Sorry, if you got a second, could we just ask you a couple of quick questions? We're just doing a thing about names. I'm wondering what your name is.
Jane?
Jane, that's a sensible name. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
That's good. We've just done a whole thing about people. I'm sorry, I was chasing the bloke before. He didn't want to give me his name. Do you have a nickname, Jane?
Well, my actual full name is Jane Rose with a hyphen in between.
You spoke about hyphenated names. How do you feel about those?
It's alright. People used to call me JR when I was younger.
Ah, that's a good nickname for a Jane Rose.
Like J.R. Tolkien.
Because my mum was going to name me after my grandma, which is Rose, but she didn't want to, so she named me after the nurse instead. So that's how I got Jane Rose.
Very nice. That's a lovely name. Thank you very much. Got one person that actually genuinely was happy to chat.
Yeah, clearly Swinburne, the students love a good chit chat. But
What do you think of the name Swinburne?
Swinburne, I guess it's all right. It's better than like
It's not
Greg
right.
University of Technology or something.
Yeah.
All right, so
We've come out with some real questions.
yeah. Well, I do have a whole heap of real questions, just not answering them properly.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
What's your name? We're doing a thing about name.
Rafi.
Rafi, that's a cool name. I like that. Do you like it?
Of course I like it. Love it.
Have you got a nickname or do people just call you Rafi?
People call me Raf.
Yeah? Question, what do you think about the name Morgan?
Morgan.
Girl's name or guy's name?
I think it's a girl's name.
Ah, I told you. I absolutely told you it's a girl's name.
No.
Thank you very much.
All right, Dom, Dom, I think we'll put an end to it there. We'll see you back in the studio.
Fair enough. On that wonderful note.
All right, we'll see Dom back in the studio in a couple of seconds. We're just going to go to a song, and then we will sign off for this week. We hope you had fun. That website, once again, is morgananddom.com.
And outside broadcast still needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, more successful than last time, I think.
Way
Dominic?
more successful than last time. We managed to sustain a connection.
Yeah, Jane, I think it was.
Jane,
Longest
yes.
connection. There was a few at the start, but Jane was the
Oh,
most
I meant
willing.
I meant like in a technological
right,
sense.
yeah.
But Jane, if you're out there, I felt we had a connection.
Oh, this just took a turn. It feels like this would
And we're
be a
gonna go
great-
straight
into yeah, segue to hate song dedications. Great segue.
This is for you, Jane.
So last week,
Actually, no, this is for the dude who I called Dave, who didn't even want to talk, and I had to run off.
yes. So last week, I introduced a segment called hate song dedications.
Yes.
Which is the polar opposite of love song dedications. So we've got a song and we're dedicating it to the person that ran away.
Yes.
And my friend Emmett would like to dedicate it to
Yes,
the man.
Emmett is in the studio. Grab a mic, Emmett. How are you?
Just let me yep, you there, Emmett?
Hey, welcome. He's been filming some things for us, which is very, very nice of him.
Yeah, he's filming
He's
for
been
us.
out.
You'll see his lovely work at
Imagine.
morgananddom.com.
Oh, good segue.
Also, you may remember Emmett from last week who thought he wasn't
That's right,
tasty
you're
for
that Emmett.
zombies.
Yes. Lovely.
Nice to meet you, Don.
Yes,
Yeah,
good to meet you too, after all of this.
They met on the phone and the relationship just grew from there.
Hang on.
But
we should see what Emmett looks like. Hang on, let me get it. If you're watching on the
he's
video.
filming himself right now.
Oh, okay, well there we go.
He's very
Lovely.
But can I get to my part of the show?
Sorry, yes you can. Emmett though had something.
Emmett, Emmett wanted
This is where we
to
go.
shout out. Emmett, do you want to say who you want to?
Yeah, I was on the tram over here, and I had to get off at Hawthorne Station to catch a train, and all on time and stuff. And the tram stopped, and just heaps of people started getting on the tram, and I said, "Hey, can I get off the tram?" And some big guy pushed on, and then the tram doors closed, and I said, "Oh, Mr. Driver, open the doors," and he didn't.
Oh, that's
and then the
awful.
big guy went, "You gotta be quick, mate." And then someone else was like, "No, you've gotta let people get off the tram."
Oh, did somebody actually stick up?
Yeah.
That's rare. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That's very
good citizen.
Good
So
citizen.
we don't unfortunately have a love song for them
No.
to thank them, but we'll put out the hate song right now. So this song goes out to Dom's Running Man and Emmett's Tram Man.
This is Wake Up with Morgan and Dom.
This is
I'm
Wake
Dom.
Up with Morgan and Dom. And everyone's well and truly awake after this hour, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. I hope you are awake. I certainly am after running after David.
Yeah, I bet you are. So this is the bit where we say goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, this is the bit where we say you have been listening to Morgan and Dom.
And we apologise to anyone whose names we may have offended.
Yeah. If you're listening, look, and just a little bit of administration before we get into the apologies. Or do we want to do... Let's do the apologies first and then we'll do the administration.
Okay.
We're sorry if we've offended you and if
we are sorry.
We haven't had an angry text yet. We might get some angry Facebook comments.
Some angry Facebook comments. But also I'd like to... I forgot to dedicate a hate song.
Oh, okay.
To anyone,
back dedication.
To anyone and everyone who thinks that Morgan is a girl's name.
That's very mean.
I've lived with it for 20 years. So I feel like I have some right.
You do. I'm only teasing you when I say it's a girl's name. You are the only Morgan that I know, so...
I'm the only Morgan in the world.
Yeah. I hope you're the only Morgan I know.
Yeah, so...
Jesus, if there's a Morgan that I know...
Well, you're going to get angry. But once again, audience, thank you.
You're the first Morgan that I knew.
Of course. Once again, thank you for listening, if you are in fact listening.
Well, yes, if you are listening to this live, you can always listen again at morgananddom.com. We've got the podcast version, we've got a video version.
The video is a good part. The video
much
the video will be much sexier now thanks to we had Emmett this week. Audience, give him a clap. I'm sure they're all clapping for you somewhere, man.
And we've also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, we also do this live, which is something that if you are used to listening to this after the fact,
we do it live. And if you want to see us, you can come to Swinburne, go into the George building. There's a glass window. You can stand out there and watch us
do this.
Yeah.
And maybe for Outside Broadcast, I'll come and talk to you. But we're at 3ssr.org on Mondays at 3 p.m.
Yep.
So come listen to us live. You can get the app and all of that stuff.
All right, we're going to shut up now.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do.
We're a little bit over time.
So we're going to play. We're a little bit over time. So let's sign out. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
You're listening to 3SSR.
You've been listening to Wake Up with Morgan and Dom. Missed the show? Listen again straight away at 3ssr.org. Or visit morgananddom.com for past episodes on video, behind the scenes, and more exclusive content.